Mickey Gamonal, owner of ASVABdomination.com, Gamonal Tutors.
Currently wearing my OCS shirt, for those of you who are listening on audio. Officer Candidate School. I'm a second lieutenant with the Nevada National Guard. And I joined the Army at the age of 30. If they do your name, I'll let that be a promo code, and you can get $70 off my $100 course. So it's just $30.
Okay.
You go.
You've tuned in to Visit Vegas Places. Definitely, this is where we talk about the here and now of our listeners. This is Visit Vegas Places with your host, Coyal, where we discuss real Vegas, real topics, real business with real owners. My guest today is a special guest. It's a real good man. This is Mickey Gamonal, owner of ASVABdomination.com, Gamonal Tutors. This website, what he does is very important, especially for those that's coming out of high school or are thinking about joining the military. Now, if you want to get more proficient and prepared for the exam, which is the ASVAB test, reach your full potentials, this is the tutor. Las Vegas Math and Arithmetic courses he does offer. I want to introduce you guys. This is Mickey Gamonal. Mickey, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey, everybody. My name is Mickey Gamonal. Coyal got it exactly right. Coyal, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here on Visit Vegas Places.
Oh, I'm honored to have you, Mickey. Honored to have you. Now, Mickey, let the audience know your background. If I'm not mistaken, you were a second lieutenant, correct?
That's right. I'm currently wearing my OCS shirt, for those of you who are listening on audio. Officer Candidate School. I'm a second lieutenant with the Nevada National Guard. And I joined the Army at the age of 30. And I'm currently a platoon leader up here at the North Las Vegas Readiness Center. And I love it. I love what I do over there.
Wow. Now, see, did you say at the age of 30? I swear, when I was like 25 or 26, I was deterred of trying to even think about joining because I thought I was too old. No doubt. That's
Yep.
Man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it was, some people would call it like a midlife crisis, right? I was coming up on 30 and I knew that I wanted to join the military, and it was kind of a do or die thing, right? Like I can wait, but all that's going to happen if I wait is the time's going to pass. So I just kind of had to pull the trigger.
Right. Wow, man, that's inspirational right there. I couldn't join right now, right at my 42 years of age, could I?
42, you'd have to talk to a recruiter. You'd have to get a hell of a good recruiter to write you a really good waiver. But it's happened. It's definitely happened.
Yeah. All right. Like, hey, take me. I'm real good at supervising youngsters. I can holler at them all day. Make sure I can.
Heck yeah. As long as you got that sound, you'll go far.
That's right. Now, Mickey, explain to the audience what exactly you do, and let them know what is your company and your purpose.
For sure. All right, perfect. So, like you, Coyal, I am interested in helping people. So I am a teacher by trade. I studied at University of Nevada, Las Vegas, got my bachelor's degree in secondary education with a focus in math. And then I disappeared into Morocco for 2 years with the Peace Corps. And I learned a little bit of Arabic. I taught some English out there. And now I am back in Vegas working as an ASVAB tutor. So I help people who are joining the military get in at the highest possible level, get that best career, because you're signing a contract for anywhere from 3 to 6 years. And you want those 3 to 6 years to be well spent. You want to come at the end of that. You want to have options. You want to have decisions you can make. And you don't want to just be back where you were before you joined. So I help people reach those goals.
Wow, that is beautiful. Now, it's funny you said Morocco. You mentioned Morocco. To be honest with you, I want to give shots out to Morocco. I know they're listening. I would say out of the country, I have 60 to 75% of my listeners out the country are in Morocco. It's
Oh,
funny
wow.
you say that. So it's a good thing. Yeah.
Nice. Let me salam alaikum. Kushim ezgen. Hamdulillah.
There you
Kushim
go.
ezgen du
They are
Maghrib.
listening. Yes, 70% of my listeners are in Morocco. So that is real good news. Real good news. Now, I want to get into this website, which is important. A lot of high schoolers, if you're listening, this is the man right here for the ASVAB. Now, his company, which is ASVABdomination.com, Gamonal Tutors, this is some of the services he has. Now, as he get into it, if you go to his website, which is ASVABdomination.com, you will see where it offers a full program. Now, Mickey, could you get into the full program services and what would that offer?
Absolutely. So I have a full program. It's the best thing that you can do to prepare for the ASVAB. It is 3 or more times per week. You'll meet with me or one of my team members, one of my fellow tutors, and we will go over the different subtests of the ASVAB. Usually people are struggling the most with math. So that's what I am. I'm a math teacher. So I teach math knowledge and arithmetic reasoning, which is going to be like your story questions, all of your geometry, percentages, fractions, all that stuff. And if that kind of stuff scares you when it comes to standardized testing, that's who you need. That's when you need to come in and see me, because you don't need to be afraid of that. If you're able to,
Right.
exist in today's world, you should be able to do fractions. And if they scare you, that's okay. It just
Mm,
means that it's something that we can work through and get you better. Just like somebody who's like neglected their training physically, if you're out of shape, that doesn't mean that
right,
you're a bad person. It just means that you can go
right.
try and get in shape. So exact same thing.
That's right.
We try to help people get mentally fit so that they can succeed in the military test.
Right. I love it. Now, and you hear that you have to take that first step. Again, if you don't take that first step, you will not realize that there are resources out there to get you up there to that step, that potential, or even have you ready and prepared to the next, level that you need to take it to. Now, again, in order to take that first step, you would definitely have to reach out. Of course, Mickey is not going around knocking on people's doors. You definitely have to make this first step of reaching out. Now, Mickey, what are all your social media handles before we get into the next course you do offer? What are your social media handles and website for the audience?
Absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram at Gamonal Tutors. That's Gamonal. You can find me on Facebook, Gamonal Tutors. You can find me on TikTok on Gamonal Tutors as well. The ASVAB domination thing is a bit of a rebrand. So now I'm all in on the ASVAB. Ever since I joined the military, I want to help people get where they want to be in the military. I'm not just your
Right.
generic tutor anymore. Now I specialize. So specializing has
That's
helped
right.
me to serve my students better, and it's helped my students get more success. So that's
Right.
like my wheelhouse now. So, but you
Right.
can find me on all socials, Gamonal Tutors.
Manal, you hear that, and this is a good man. And if again, if you heard he joined the military at 30, if that's not more interesting enough for you, I don't know what else to say. Good man. Now, Mickey, let's get into the freebies. We all love freebies. I saw that on your website. Get into what? Let us know more about the freebies.
Yeah, I got 2 freebies that I'm really excited about on my website right now. One of which I just designed yesterday. It's an ASVAB practice test. So usually
Hmm.
when people are anxious about taking a test, it's because they don't feel like studying for it. It's because they're afraid of how much time it's going to take. So the test that I've created is very,
Okay.
very
Okay.
short because I recognize that people don't want to do something that's tough for like hours at a time right away. So first, you take this practice test. It's just 5 math questions, 5 English questions. Nothing too crazy. It's not super simple. Like it's a good indication of like what's easy, what's hard on the test. So it's
Okay.
10 questions. You go through, you get your answer key, and I'll even speak with you afterwards, ask you about how what you think you're doing right, what you think you're doing wrong. So this practice test
Wow.
has I've had it for about a year, and I think it's a really good stepping stone If you're not ready to commit to tutoring and you're not too sure about going, both feet in, you just want to dip a toe,
Right.
you try this practice test and get a feeling for how it goes.
That makes sense. Now that is nice. Now, you did mention a contact. So, although it is virtual, there is a human aspect of this service where they can actually contact you in case they do get a little shakes. If they want to go further or are just unaware, they can contact you. Correct?
100% Coyal. I do everything I can for my students. I'm not a cheap tutoring service. And the reason that I charge is because I want to be able to do everything that I can for my clients. So if you're paying me, I am your tutor. I am 100% on board trying to see you succeed every day, 5 days a week. I'm checking in with you on the weekends. I'm giving you homework, and I am really just pushing you as hard as you can go because we want that success as quickly as possible, and we want to see you succeed. Right. So that's exactly how we roll as soon as we get a new student.
So if you're listening and you're on the social media, your high schoolers, this is not just an ebook. So this is a real step to the real next level once you decide on taking that step. So this is just not an ebook that you order and you tuck to the side. Mikey's going to get real involved to make sure you succeed to the next level. And speaking of succeeding to the next level, you do have courses. I did see that. Give us a little education on the courses that you offer.
Okay, so that's what, like I say, I got all levels, right? I got a practice test that's for free, and then I have an online program. Coyal, for your listeners, I'm doing a special promotion code. If they do your name, I'll let that be a promo code, and you can get $70 off my $100 course. So it's just $30. Okay. You go on to take this practice test. It's going to go through just the math. So ASVAB math practice, and it's got video explanations and 57 math questions. It's broken down by subject. So geometry, percentages, fractions, ratios, probability, all that stuff right there for you. And you can see videos and see kind of where the gaps in your game are. And yeah, you can use that promo code and give it a shot.
There you go. Promo Coyal. You guys know the name, Promo Coyal. And it's funny, I'm glad you did say that because I was about to mention on the 70% off coupon once you go on there. Now it's a beautiful website. Again, Mickey, let everyone know your social media handles and the website, sir.
Okay, so once again, my social media is going to be Gamonal Tutors. That's on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and YouTube. And then you can also find me at ASVABdomination.com.
Yes, sir. And let him know quickly about the checklist, which pops up when you go to his website. He's giving you a free checklist. Let him know what the checklist is about.
For sure. So my free ASVAB checklist, it's formatted perfectly to fit on your phone. So it is going to be something that you can save those photos in a special folder and just swipe through those throughout your day at work or whatever to build skills in word knowledge, math knowledge, and arithmetic reasoning. It also has my 5 tips for preparing for this test. Do you mind if I run through those real quick?
Run through them. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So step 1 is going to be prepare a comfortable area to study. This is really important. You can't really study if you're sitting in the living room trying to watch Game of Thrones. You're probably not going to be studying. So what you need to be doing is having a location where it's calm, comfortable, and peaceful where you can go through and study. So make sure you have that area. Next, you want to make a to-do list. Some of the best things in the world have come from to-do lists. To-do lists are just small steps in getting closer to whatever you really want. And so getting that to-do list started is super duper important. So you need a base of operations and a plan of action, right? Prepare your comfortable space, get your to-do list. From there, I recommend joining an online group. You can join my online group on Facebook. I got a Facebook group through Gamonal Tutors. But you can find a lot of ASVAB groups on Facebook, on Reddit, on YouTube. Go ahead and join an online group so you can find some friends who are going through the same struggle you are. You got two choices in life. You can either try to go it alone or you can ask for help. And people who ask for help are always going to get a lot more results because they're working with other people who need that help. And you know, it's not just you. One of the toughest things about doing anything in the world is feeling alone. And so you got to get that online group. Step number 4, and this is what a lot of people miss, is review. Look at what you've done, right? Because we're always forward thinking. We're always thinking about what we need to do next. We're always thinking about, the new chair that we want to buy. We're always thinking about the new, event that we're trying to plan, whatever it is. What we need to be doing is looking at how far we've come, right? Pat yourself on the back, man. If all you did was prepare a comfortable space, you're better than you were last week. Now you have a comfortable space. That's fine. And then the last one is to take breaks. Be kind to yourself. Math is hard, man. If you've been avoiding it for a lot of years, take some time. Be patient with yourself. You don't have to get frustrated and give up. Be kind to yourself.
That's good. I thank you for sharing that, Mickey. That was beautiful. That number 5 is funny. You said that on my whiteboard. I have like 4 whiteboards up in my little space, and then one of them says pause. What it says? It says take time to pause because pausing powers preparation. So it does. So when you pause, you don't have to make a quick move for everything. All of a sudden, it pause. And then that asking for help is very important. I know nowadays, with this era now, it's a lot of people that are afraid to ask for help with the notion of afraid of either looking dumb, where I was always taught that there's no dumb question. The only dumb question is the one not asked. So never be afraid. You're never alone. And this is real good.
100%.
Now, Mickey, I want to get into something. With my guests, I do tips, tests, and testimonies. And with you, I have a tip I would like you to share with the audience. And with you, I want you to give a tip on any advice that you would give to those that are undecided, not even just out of high school, but like as you have a testimony. Again, if you're just joining, Mickey joined the Army and when he was 30. So what would be a tip when you're 25? I've been through that myself. Being 25, I'm a young father, actually not knowing where to go. What should I do? And just listen to me this earlier when I told you, like, if I would have knew that I could have joined, I would have. And that just alone, not being educated, it stopped me from going. And, and who was I going to ask? Like, hey, how old you got to be to join? And here I am, 25, asking somebody out. That sounds dumb. So what advice would you give to someone, to for them to, take an approach to get help? What advice would you give?
So my tip when it comes to all decision making is I didn't really realize this until I married my beautiful wife, is think binary. Think either A or B. Either I'm going to do the thing or I'm not. And then you only have to ask yourself, which will I regret more? And then the decision's obvious, right? What happens is we get so many decisions. We're so used to Netflix where we can watch, 100 different shows at any time, right? But we only have from 5 p.m. to midnight. So we got to figure out what we're going to watch. We're paralyzed by choice, right? It's a paradox. And so what I recommend is think about what you're going to regret least. Put it down to 2. Boil it down to 2. Either whether it's join the military or don't join the military, whether it's this major or that major, just boil it down to 2 things, your favorite 2 things, because both of those, honestly, they're probably both good choices. You probably weeded out all the trash already. So if you got 2 choices and you're trying to decide between 2 good roads to go, pick the one that you're going to regret least, right? Pick the one that you like. Pick the one that sounds like you're not going to miss out on it. If you turn right now and you have a choice between right and left and you're afraid of missing out what's in left, then it's clear. Go left, bro. You got to. That's the one that you're afraid of missing out on. Go.
That's right. That makes sense. But the legend Kobe Bryant said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You have to. Yes. Now,
for sure.
The test. I want to hear us about a test that you experienced when you started either out of fear or whether it's a test of something with the ASVAB that you're helping now with. What triggered you to do this, and what tested you to overcome that fear?
Okay, so I was really tested in basic training. It was tough for me. I was an older guy going through. I wasn't the oldest guy in my barracks. They'll take you until you're about 35,
Okay.
and I had a couple 33-year-olds who were in the
Wow.
same barracks. But I was one of the
Wow.
older guys, and so it was a struggle.
Okay.
You know, I'm surrounded by a bunch of 18-year-olds, and they're wondering why I joined so late. You know, looking at me like
Right.
was wasting my life. And I'm like, it's tough having an 18-year-old
Right.
who thinks that you wasted your life. You know, you gotta gotta explain yourself.
Like, I just came from life. You're like, I just came from life, you youngster.
Exactly.
I left life to come here.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, but they don't understand, man. They don't understand. They're like, what's going on? You're late to the party. I'm 18. It's like you gotta defend your identity to these kids. And you don't. You know, like if we were on the street and some 18-year-old kid asked me, "Why are you wasting your life?" I'd be like, I'd walk away. You know, but if you're in a
Most
barracks,
definitely.
you got no choice. You got no choice.
Right.
So,
you got to take that. You have to take it.
Yep. So it was. It was a good time. I had a good time in basic training, but it was definitely a test. It was definitely a bit of a struggle sometimes.
All right, that's good, man. Now give us a testimony, a good testimony that you would like to share with us. You know, for those listening across the world, actually, a testimony that you would love to share with us.
Absolutely. So I had my distinguished honor grad for this year is a guy named Rogers, and he worked with me for 9 months preparing for this test. And he was studying every single day. He was studying before class, after class, paying attention, asking questions, involved in his future. You know, he was somebody who was already in the military and was trying to get a better rank. So he recognized the importance of putting the effort in. And that is the greatest testimony I could give is, someone who's put in the effort to get what they want. Man. That's the life we all want to live, man. We all want to be like putting our all into something like that. It was amazing to work with somebody like that.
My hat goes off to you guys. And then just knowing that there's guys in their 30s or even older that's in the military, my hat goes off to everyone in the military, no matter your age, most definitely. But there's just something it's just significant about, in your 30s and going. That's a different set of a heart right there. And I don't think anybody who's under 30 will understand what I'm saying until they hit 30. And whether you've done that or not, you can understand that. Wow, that's my hat goes off. Because that gives you a kind of a motivation, inspiration that it's no matter what, you can go, you can. And I wish I would have knew. That's a very good story to have, man. And you're a blessing, man, to have and everything. If you can, let everyone know your social media handles and your website for us, Mickey.
For sure. So my social media, you can find me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Gamonal Tutors. That's GAMONAL TUTORS. That's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And you can get my website where there's a bunch of free stuff at ASVABdomination.com.
That's right. Now, remember now, 70% off. $70, not $70. I'm trying to give it free. $70 off if you mention my name, the code Coyal. Okay, mention my name. Now, one thing, Mickey, I was inquiring on because this started to interest me. What if no one wants to be in the military or they're just too old to be in the military? Can we still take advantage of your services if we just want to sharpen up our skills in math?
Oh, yeah, of course. One of my best students is a guy who's going into the Marines officer program, and he doesn't have to take the ASVAB because he already has a bachelor's degree. So it's one of the little loopholes for the Marines officers. But he's just took my class because he's always been insecure about his math skills. And it's been a pleasure teaching him. People who are trying to learn for the joy of learning, Those are always a lot of
Man,
fun to teach.
that's music to my ears right there. That's beautiful. All right. Now, Mickey, we're going to play this or that. I'm going to ask you this or that, a preference of either or. And I try to get it geared to your field, and you just let me know which will be your preference. Okay. And then we're going to see how very, very Vegas
Okay.
you are. All right. So the first question for this or that, Mickey. Now, when you're not dealing with math, and you have to, would you deal with more of a fan of being science or English fan?
Ooh, science or English? Ooh, that's a tough one. I think
I
I'd
figured
go
I'd get you on
English.
that
I think
one.
I'd go English.
Yeah.
That one's brutal. Yeah, that one's
That's a well
brutal.
balanced.
Because it's like
Yeah, for you to be a math
it is.
guru, yeah.
I
That's
can't
you're a well
I can't
balanced man.
imagine picking, right? Well, the thing
But I can
is
imagine
I
you
love
love English because that you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I, I love math because I believe it's like truth, right? I believe that math is a fundamental
Okay.
truth. Like if you take 5 and add 5 to it, that's 10. And everybody who's like, that's a
Right.
universal language right there. You know, any language you speak, 5 and
Right.
5 is 10. And people say music
Right.
is the universal language, and no disrespect towards music. I love music, but deaf people can't hear music, and but they know
True.
math.
True. True.
Everybody knows math. So
That's right.
I
That's
love
right.
math as a
That's
universal
right.
truth. And I think English might be more of a universal truth than science, but man, it was a taxing decision. It was a really tough call there.
Yeah, but you do have to have a well balance because you're a guru at math, but then at the sense of it, the way you utilize your mouth and how you're teaching others. That's where the English comes in play. You
Sure.
wouldn't be able to teach any of it without the English. So that's where that balance comes through.
100%.
Now,
On the ASVAB, though, the word knowledge part is actually worth double every other section. So it's all about like word knowledge is a very heavily weighted test. And that's because using your words is so crucial to job performance, success, to anything. Those words are key.
Right.
So that's why I had to go with word
correct.
knowledge,
Good, man, good. Now, the next one, this or that, would you prefer, now I know everything is geared to virtual, but would you prefer virtual or in-class teaching?
I like virtual teaching. That distinguished honor grad that I worked with, he lives all the way on the East Coast. And I love teaching people who are in different states at the same time. And like, that's something you can't do in person. There's a lot to be said for in-person teaching, but virtual teaching is just so powerful. You get people who are all across the world working with you at the same time. I have a tutor who's actually based in Jordan, and like he's killing it. And I'd never be able to do that if I was in person only. So I love virtual. Virtual works great.
Wow. You hear that now. You hear that. Now that's something outside of what we're talking about as far as just being a business owner itself. That opened up a door for Mickey to do that. And if we weren't virtual, so there were pros and cons to everything switching to how it is switching in lieu of what's going on. And it's on you to grab either or out of what's going on. And it
Absolutely.
looks like Mickey's grabbing all positives. Yes. Now, this last one, this is a good one. It's pertaining to gas. If you're gassing up, would you prefer Chevron or Shell?
Oh, Chevron all day. Chevron beats Shell any day of the week. I am a Chevron fan. Chevron with Techron, baby. Yeah.
That's right. See, I was Chevron. See, I'm originally from California. So when I was there, I was Chevron. But I think, here in Vegas, my wife and I are Smith shoppers. So Smith's kind of geared us towards the Shell direction. It's funny how your grocery store will market to what gas station you use with those points. Those points will get you.
Yeah, you start sharpening at the right store. It'll change your gas station preference. But I'll tell you what, Maverick. If you ever get a chance, get Maverick, man. I love Maverick gas more than anything. So
I like Maverick, but Maverick only gives you the discounts every now and then. It's like, dude, how can I rake up some points? Let's give it. Give and take.
Right.
It's like every. And then I think it was a newer one. there's so many newer ones of Murphy's. Likewise, them too is so much off the dime that they give you to where you can get points. It's
Nice.
very different from going to a grocery store where, like me, I got a big family. So when I go to the grocery store and I spend at least like 300 or 400, I'm automatically like 40, 50 cents off gas. And
Oh, there
nowadays
you
that
go.
means a lot. It does. Yes, it does. It means a lot. All right, man. Thanks, Mickey. Mickey, we're going to see how very, very Vegas you are. And again,
All
this
right.
is not a right or wrong answer to this. This is just to educate our audience. And it is pertaining in your field. It's a good one. I had to look this up myself. Now, what high school in 2014 to 2015 was named Naval Honor School by the national headquarters?
Wow. Do I get a
And this is
multiple
here in Las
choice?
Vegas. Yes, you do. You could. You can throw some. Throw them at me.
All right. Dang. What year was it? What year?
2014 to 2015.
Okay.
And they were named the Naval Honor School by the national headquarters.
Naval
This is for
Honor
their
School.
GROTC program.
All right. I'm going to go with Palo Alto? Would it be Palo Verde? Palo Verde?
Nope. I'll give you one more.
All right.
It threw me off a loop too when
I'm thinking Valley.
Go ahead, which one?
I know this is very, very Vegas. I want to say basic, but I think Valley High School. VHS. Was it VHS?
Oh man. No, it's funny. It was basic. I thought Valley too. My wife even said Valley. Basic. I'm like, what? Basic?
Basic high school. Wow. 2014.
Basic, man.
Go for basic.
Basic,
That's
man.
great.
Man. Hey, this is a beautiful theme, man, because I can recall I graduated in 96. Our JRTC was just really getting real big in the 90s, late 90s. I actually took all 4 years of ROTC, leaving as a staff sergeant. Correct. But keep in mind, I wanted to go to the Air Force. So keep in mind, I'm talking late 90s. So where my rank was in ROTC for my 4 years, I did also have a child in my last year in high school. So I remember when I went to sign up, they were doing this thing that the mother had to sign this like waiver thing, like if something was to happen to me. And I remember she flipped. She was like, I am not signing this. She was saying, basically, they're telling you you're going to die. So and that stopped me from going. So now when I had an understanding in my late 20s, like I said, I'm thinking like, all right, when you're 20, you're done. So here I'm 25. I never, think about it or even flirt with it, thinking that, I'm just too old.
Yeah.
But that's funny that, those 4 years in ROTC, I hate to see young guys, young girls give that up, especially when they've already done it through high school for 4 years. It's in their regime. They have the heart, they have the behavior, and it's almost like they get caught up in the worldly things between of what's really, what real life is about. And I'm glad you're here to cover that bridge for them. Clark County, is there a difference I want to ask you too, Mickey, from because when I was in school, there wasn't an Air Force GROTC, which like Rancho High have. That is different from like basic with the regular one, correct? Each one is different.
I believe so. I'm not as plugged in with the ROTC groups, but I know that they do have some Navy, some Air Force, some Marine, some Army ROTC crews in different schools.
That's cool.
So it's a really good opportunity. Cool. Definitely.
Right. Yes, man. Yeah, but basic. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
I was so close. I was almost
there too. You was there.
I know it's very, very Vegas, but can we just take away the varies and I'll just be Vegas? I'll just be kind of Vegas, or like sort of Vegas.
Oh man, you all the way Vegas, man. You contributing to this community in a good way, and to continue contributing, you need to let them know all your social media handles and your website for us, Mickey.
You bet. So you can find me on Facebook at Gamonal Tutors, Instagram, Gamonal Tutors, TikTok, Gamonal Tutors, and YouTube, Gamonal Tutors, or ASVABdomination.com. That's ASVAB ASVABdomination.com.
All right. And I want to thank my audience for tuning in. We know you could have been anywhere, but you decided to be with us. Mickey, you check out Mickey Gamonal from Gamonal Tutors, owner of ASVABdomination.com. Mickey, I want to thank you. Thank you for joining me, man. Thank you. All right. Keep doing what you're doing. And we will talk offline later, Mickey, for some other things I've set up for you, but we'll talk. And I want to thank you for joining me on the show. Okay.
Thank you so much, Coyal. It's been a lot of fun. And thanks for everything you do for the Vegas community, man. I'm just trying to keep up with you is really what it is. So thank you.
Man, my hat goes off to you, man. You guys all deserve it, man. We love you guys. Las Vegas, we love you. And again, Mickey Gamonal, check him out, ASVABdominations.com. Thank you again, Mickey, and good night all.
Thank you.